Hello, friends. Barbara Drazga here with the Bundle Machine, and today we're going to be talking about how to create bundles to sell as an e-commerce seller, not just on Amazon, but some of the focus will be on Amazon sellers. But the concepts that I teach on how to bundle are actually agnostic across all platforms, and you'll see why they're a lot different than the way maybe you've heard about bundling being done. I take a much different kind of an upside down approach, but it's been working for me for about 6 years now. I've been selling on Amazon since 2016, 2015, 2015, and selling online as an eBay seller since 1996. Yes, I am that. So I've got a fun presentation today. We are going to be doing some interacting. So if you're watching the recording, that's okay. You can always reach out with questions, but we're going to have a Q&A at the end. So make sure you stay till the end so that we can all, you can learn from the questions that people are asking who are live here. So let's just get started. Let's jump in. Call this particular training Bundle Profits. Nice and simple. How you can own the buy box, competition-proof your products, and increase your ROI. So in this presentation, here's what I am hoping you will walk away with. Let me take my little face off here so I can move the camera so I can see the screen. Here we go. How to niche your bundle concepts in order to raise your prices, have higher prices, and more sales. How to plan your bundles before you spend 1 penny on inventory. This is important. This is what I was talking about how I approach things a little bit differently. And then how to keep your competitors from hopping on your listing forever. And that is totally possible when you bundle the way that we're going to talk about tonight. So let me tell me a little about you. I want to know, I found out where you guys are from, where a lot of you are from, but tell me how experienced you are at bundling. And all three of them, by the way, are completely valid. You can learn my method of bundling no matter where you are on your bundling journey. So number one, brand spanking newbie, put it in the chat. Number two, you've dabbled with a couple of bundles here and there, and you'd like to be able to do it better and have a more profitable outcome. And then three, you believe you are a bundle superstar. I love all of you, no matter where you are on your journey. And I am going to make a bold claim and state that no matter if you're 1, 2, or 3, you will learn something that you may not have known before you came on this presentation. So let me scooch over to the chat and see what everybody's saying. We've got number 2, dabbled. A lot of people are dabbling, a lot of dabblers. Kathy's 1, Karen, we got some newbies. Number 2, a lot of 2s in here. Number 2's 1s, we got some 1s and 2s in here. Awesome. Okay, so again, that was a trick question because no matter where you are in your bundling journey, you're gonna learn something tonight. That is my bold claim for tonight. And Kathy says she's just putting her first bundle together right now. Hope to start selling soon. Yay! Congratulations. Jason was doing great till Amazon started enforcing rules. Jason, you came tonight. Thank you so much. Needing your own brand item in the bundle. Jason, I'm so glad that you didn't blow me off and you did come tonight. And you're going to see how I approach bundling in a completely different way that does away with that problem that you experienced altogether. So thank you for coming. I invite you to just have a clean slate, open your mind, and come into this forgetting your previous experience with Amazon bundling, and just come along for the ride and trust me on the journey. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. Oh my God. Okay. So I started selling online in 1996, on Amazon 2015. I started from my garage and storage unit, built up to a warehouse. This is my first Amazon product. I was testing out the concept. I needed to learn how to send stuff into Amazon, so I bought these rubber chickens that were hilarious. And in the background is Gizmo. I forgot about this photograph was here. And that was one of his favorite toys. It's actually a dog toy that goes, it squeaks. And I would squeak it, and look at how determined he is to get that chicken out of my hand. This was back in 2015. And I would throw it and he would just destroy it. He'd, pop the head off and he'd walk around holding the chicken leg in his mouth, and he was just a happy cat with that chicken. So I've been selling online for quite some time, and that was part of my first bundle was squeaky dog toys. And by the way, at some point, during this presentation, I'm gonna drop a bundle idea. Well, I'll be dropping bundle ideas all throughout, but I'm gonna drop a bundle idea that is related to the squeaky dog toy that I ran across about 2 months ago that just makes me laugh every time I see the video on it. So I'll drop that and you guys can run with it. So why bundles? If you are brand spanking new, you might not know the following things. And even if you've been bundling for a little bit, you might not know some of the following things. Why do we want to bundle? Well, Amazon has given us all kinds of reasons to pivot our businesses in the past 90 days, right? But basically, you can sell products at a higher price point and a higher profit margin. You can beat out your competition to a sale by adding value, build out related products to own a market niche. And this is different than what you've probably heard about selling on Amazon. People tell you to chase the product. I'm going to tell you how I approached it a whole lot differently. You can ward off lazy sellers, provide an amazing customer experience, which we know Amazon loves, and then you get freedom from price tankers if you're the only one on the listing. Oh, this is a friend of mine, Adrian, who came to me about a year ago. It was who she was just struggling. She was a single mom. She'd gone through divorce, unfortunately, and she just got started on Amazon. Now, of course, we're going into Q4 here, but we talked about. I told her my approach to bundling, and man, she ran with it. That's the key. When we get new information or training, we can't just take it in. We actually have to take action on it, and that's what she did. And she ramped up her sales. Of course, it was Q4, so that affected some of it right out of the gate with 18,000 of her total sales that happened in the rolling 30. And all because she started bundling things. Now, the bundle procedure and bundle rules that she was following, she had some issues with using branded products as well, much like you did. So she chose to bundle differently, which caused the spike in sales during again, it was clearly it was during fourth quarter, so that affects all of our sales. But she probably wouldn't have gotten the numbers that she did had she not started bundling from my perspective. So Amazon's challenge, on top of everything that is happening right now in the past 90 days, and more extra fees and restrictions coming down the pike, and Temu and Shein and TikTok competition. You're on Amazon, we have increased competition. It's not the same as it was 5, 6, 7, just a few years ago. It's much harder to sell on Amazon. You get hijackers and IP takedowns and hard to get brand approval and high pay-per-click costs, ever increasing fees, etc. And that list unfortunately changes and increases all the time. Here's my unique approach to bundling. Here it is. Take notes, grab a piece of paper, know your market before you source. If I could do a physical mic drop without hurting my mic, I would. So the way that you're taught as, first of all, don't call yourself an Amazon seller anymore. If I could wave a magic wand over you and have you now identify as an e-commerce seller that uses Amazon's platform, that's my wish for you. We are taught as Amazon sellers to start with a product, right? How many of you have ever started with a product? Put it in the chat. Me. If you have started your search on Amazon by looking at products, it could be a product catalog, it could be searching Amazon, it could be pulling data with all of the tools that are available to pull the data. Put me in the chat if you have been taught and practiced, start with the product. Scanning in stores, scanning away, that's all starting with product. So that chat should probably be filling up with me's because all of us learned that perspective when we first got started. So my approach to bundling is to know your niche market. What market do you want to serve before you consider any products? I know it's tough to get your brain around when we're used to start with product first. There's nothing wrong with starting with product if it leads to the next step is identifying the passionate niche market that would buy that product. And then I'm going to give you a set of 3 questions that you're going to write down so you can ask yourself when you get started sourcing these 3 questions when you start sourcing with the product. And I'll give you those 3 questions in a minute. So first, you're going to know your market before you source. You're going to identify the competition in that market. And by competition, I don't mean people selling bundles. You want to build bundle concepts first, then identify suppliers. Competition proof your bundle, test and refine, automate, delegate, drive your own traffic. This, in a nutshell, is my process for bundling and product creation in any form. I've got several private label products. Of course, everything's bundled. I just rented my second warehouse here in Arizona. You don't need warehouses, by the way, to sell on any platform. That's just my personal choice. But everything that I do, I look at it from my bundling perspective. So here's some types of bundles: solution bundles, passion bundles, activity kits, refill kits, ready to give kits, bulk products, B2B, think outside the box. 2 of the 4 bundles that you see here, I have purchased. Tell me which ones you think they are. So we've got in the upper left-hand corner this really cute little girl baby bundle, like a brand new baby. It's got some Snuggies in there and some little swaddles and it looks like a blanket and a cute little pink. Actually, that looks like the pink holder, like the basket looks like it came from Target. This is not my bundle. And then of course the unicorn. So this is the baby market. In the upper right, we have deluxe hot sauce making kit. Now you notice this is not deluxe. This is not hot sauces. They're selling the making kit. So this would be a do-it-yourself bundle, right? So you could either sell the hot sauces in a bundle or more creatively. I like this because it's a do-it-yourself kit to make something. And then for those of you who guessed the the lower right and left, those are the bundles that I've purchased. One on the left is supposed to make your pets eat slower. All mine did were shove it off the counter onto the floor to knock all the treats out of it. They're smart little suckers. I'm gonna have you go ahead and mute yourself if you just come in. Go ahead and mute yourself for me. And then on the right, one on the right-hand side, yeah, I'm that crazy neighbor who's out there. I look at weed pulling as a stress relief and workout method for me. So I'm the crazy neighbor who's out there with like this, battery operated backpack with weed killer and these weed tools going hi hi to the weeds. My neighbors know me and are used to me by now. So that weed kit on the right hand side is the other bundle that I bought. So think outside of the box when you're creating bundles for different markets. There are all kinds of different bundles and all different markets. I like the B2B market, is my personal. Seasonal topics versus evergreen. We all know what seasonal is going to be, not just seasonal via holidays, specific holidays like Halloween, Christmas, etc., but also seasonal like New Year's resolutions and summertime. We're heading into summertime vacation. If you don't have your Mother's Day bundles done by now, you might still be able to merchant fulfill some, but you're kind of behind the 8 ball. But you're not for summer. You can do summer bundles right now. But my recommendation is to start with evergreen bundles. Build out an inventory of evergreen bundles in passionate and niche markets. And then you can add seasonal bundles throughout the year for a little pop of profit. So step 1, here it is. Step number 1 is niche market research. You notice step number 1 is not go find a product. This is what sets me apart from everybody and anybody teaching on how to sell on Amazon. I teach e-commerce sellers how to sell bundles on any platform, how to create bundles to sell on any platform. Amazon is just one of them. Now, you talk about using Amazon's platform to sell bundles, but I want you to start thinking about how Amazon is not the be all and end all of all platforms. So we're going to start with niche market and get your keyboard fingers ready because it's going to be some interaction coming up on the next screen. First, you're going to know your market before sourcing. And I break a market down into 2 things: passions and problems. So what niche markets, what niches are there that people are passionate about? And you see this guy on the right-hand side dressed up as a unicorn. People who like to dress up as unicorns or have unicorn-themed weddings, birthday parties, baby showers, you name it. So that I just tossed him in there because he made me laugh. And he's also a definition of a passion and niche market. And then problems to be solved is the other approach to bundling. So what problems that need to be solved that you can create a bundle for? And we're going to talk a little bit more about both of those. These are the tools I use and to conduct market research. I do my keyword research again before buying any product. And there are a lot of tools out there. So whatever paid tool you have, use that. I use Merchant Words because I've been using it forever. George, the owner, I just love him. He's does such a great job with this tool. He's an OG, been doing this forever. Google Trends, free tool. Keyword.io, free and paid tool. And of course, there's Smart Scout and Helium 10 and Jungle Scout and everything else. But you can actually do keyword research using free tools. And then you want to look for niches where you can combine high volume keywords. I call them mashups. So for instance, a lot of people get married, right? And a lot of people like mermaids. Believe it or not, when you mash up those two markets, there are people who like mermaid themed weddings. And that gives us the keyword volume for both people who like weddings and people who like a mermaid themed wedding. And that's just one example. So you're going to hear me talk a lot about mashups. We can also do triple mashups, and that's fun. We can do that in a Q&A. Brainstorming time. Type in the chat things that you are passionate about, but here's the caveat. Don't just say dogs. It has to be something like elderly German shepherds rescuing feral cats. Okay, that would apply to me. Mid-century modern and furniture. Don't just say gardening. Say something like indoor gardening in the Southwest, or cactus gardening, or herb gardening, right? Or gardening for small apartments. So if you're just typing in a main word, I'm going to go over to the chat. I want you to think about how you can niche down into that. Cooking with chocolate. Oh, Lisa, I'm there. Dark chocolate, girl. I'm going to need some this week. Orchid growing under lights. That is very cool. Unicorn and gardening. That's, you copycat. I love it. I love it. I love it. Gourmet cooking with friends. Karen, is there any specific about gourmet cooking? For instance, I'm a foodie and I love truffles. And I'm not, yeah, I love the chocolate truffles, but I'm talking about the tubers. I love truffles. So, or maybe people who, a friend of mine, somebody actually in my coaching group, has fibromyalgia. So how about cooking for people with fibromyalgia? You can see how that's different than gourmet cooking with friends. Although that's very valid. You could do bundles around gourmet cooking with friends, but I also want you to think about, in addition to that, niche cooking experiences, indoor plants. Judith, I think you can niche down a little bit more. How about indoor plants with that are not toxic to cats? Just a thought. Indoor plants for small places, like growing things from seedling. How about growing indoor plants just so you have the sprouts to eat? Do you see how each of those passions is going to give you a different focus for your bundle? Personal development, so maybe like meditation products. So Christina, I'm going to challenge you to think about how large that market is. I'm going to challenge you to niche that down. How about meditation products for women over 50 suffering from perimenopause? How about personal development products for queens, 12 to 15-year-olds? Do you see how when you niche it down, the bundle that you create for each of these niches is going to be very different than just a general meditation products? So how about meditation products for dog owners? You see what I mean? Niche that down. Foreign grocery imports. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Making things happen that require a lot of spices, spice packs, right? So Lisa, narrow that down. You're gonna hear me say things like tighten that up. So spice packs you could have themed spice packs like hot and spicy, sugary, salty, barbecue. Think about all those different niches. If you did any kind of spice and salt pack that had tubers and that had truffle flavored, I actually bought a truffle flavored honey the other day. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I will find some use for it, but I bought it because it said truffle. You had me at truffle. I need to make a t-shirt that says that. Air plants decor for the patio. Cool. I don't know what air plants are, but that's way to niche it down. That's awesome. People with depression, women with depression over 40, instead of just women, how about you niche it down to teachers, nurses, stay-at-home moms? See how we can get even nichier than that. Birthday party supplies for handicapped children. So niche, Sharon, that is really interesting. And maybe niche that down. What kind of handicap? Are they mentally, emotionally handicapped, or are they physically handicapped? That would feed what you would put in each of those bundles is going to look different, right? Chicken soup, school supplies kit. So Alessia, you're going to need to really niche down that school supply kit. So is it for kids who are going to kindergarten, high school? Are they boys? Are they girls? Does the school require a certain specific problem or product list, right? So really niche that down. Meatloaf pack, yum. So instead of maybe in addition to the meatloaf pack, Lisa, it could be seasonings to use in different meats. Like it could be, a chicken seasoning pack along with the meatloaf seasoning pack, etc., etc. So great job, guys. Indoor herb gardening for windows. Nice job. Seasoning for sous vide. Thank you. You had me at sous vide. Yeah, you guys are doing great. Congratulations. You passed the first assignment. I love giving people assignments because it helps us stay engaged and focused, right? So step two, after we have identified a passion niche market, and of course we normally spend more time and dig down deeper in my training so that you know what niche market you're going to look at and go after before you do competitive research. So again, we're still not buying products, are we? Nope. Now we're going into competitive research. So take whatever market you wanted to look at, dig deeper, and by competitor, I don't mean somebody who's selling bundles to your market. What I mean is anybody who is trying to put a product in front of the eyeballs of your target market. They are your competitor because they're trying to get that customer's money, right? So you want to identify what's being sold on Amazon by typing in what your ideal customer would be typing in. You want to identify the sales volume for different products in your niches. Identify holes in the market, weaknesses in product, weaknesses listing. And if you've ever studied anything private label, taken any private label training, a lot of this is going to look familiar to you, right? Except I don't start with product, I start with market, niche market. Step three, we want to make our bundle irresistible. So I want them to say, shut up and take my money. Yes, I'll take that. Create a value, an added value experience. So when you put things in bundles, you have to look at it, what you're putting in there from the customer's perspective. If your sister-in-law or your brother or your dad got this bundle that you're putting together, would they see everything in there that's in the bundle as, oh, wow, this is awesome. That's your goal. Your initial passion problem research is going to reveal what the customer wants and needs. So remember I told you I was going to give you 3 questions to ask when if you're starting by looking at a product, you're going to ask yourself, when you look at the product, who buys this, why, and what else do they need or want? Those are the 3 questions. If you start by looking at a product first, you want to ask yourself, and this helps you switch your mentality, your mindset onto the customer from a customer-centric approach. Who's buying this? Why are they buying it? What else do they need or want? You want to make it unique. Don't do a Me Too bundle. Don't try to look at somebody else's bundle and do the same thing they're doing. That's how all those problems we listed on the second slide, that's how that comes about. Over deliver using packaging and inserts, and I'm going to show you some real life examples of that. Ask the right questions. You don't ask, what can I throw in this bundle? We've all seen it. A bundle of 3 different packs of potato chips and then a keychain, right? Don't do that. What else does your ideal buyer need or want? Make sure every single thing in that bundle is related to giving them an amazing experience. Here are common mistakes. Me Too products, bundle stuffing, stuffing some, whatever, a Post-it note pad into a bundle that has nothing to do with Post-it notes. Maybe it's a kitchen bundle, and you throw in a Post-it note to lock down the listing. That's not focused on the customer. Poor photos, not enough margin, overthinking, perfectionism. So a lot of people create bundles and they'll get all excited about it and they'll just make it huge where there's not enough. But this is still a business at the end of the day, right? So we need to strike a balance between this is a bundle that serves a specific customer, solves a problem, and feeds their passion, but you're still going to make money at the end of the day. So you have to tweak it. There's a balance. I actually have a bundle planner that I use. It's a spreadsheet that I created that I plunk in all the different numbers and the bundle parts, and then I put the numbers in, and if it works, if it doesn't work, then I'll replace products, find other suppliers, etc., until that spreadsheet tells me that I can make money and the amount of money that I want to make in a bundle. And then a lot of people overthink, and don't take action, or they want everything to be perfect. Remember, nothing's perfect. You have to tweak. And if we get into the overthinking mode, then we never actually take action. It's fun to go source and bundle, but if you don't actually dig in, take action, and launch something, and then that's worse. That's as bad as perfectionism. Let's take a look at what a bundle should not look like. Can everybody see this? Poor bundle example. Okay, here's the interactive part. What is wrong with this bundle? Now, here's what we do, how we put ourselves in the mind of the customer. Imagine the buyer of this is a 30-something a mom with an 8-year-old child. And this child loves Jack Skellington, Nightmare Before Christmas. And she's throwing this child an 8-year-old birthday party. And it's about she's tearing open to the Amazon box. She bought this bundle. She's got kids showing up in about half an hour, and she starts setting the table, and she puts out the tablecloth, and she hangs up the sign and the plates, and then she grabs the Kool-Aid jug and she goes to pour the Kool-Aid into what?
Helping.
That's right. Go ahead and mute yourself and put that in the chat for me. So there's no cups. Stands right. So what we did was we did an experiment with thinking like the end user. So if you put yourself in the shoes of that mom and she bought this bundle and you say this is what she's doing in order to use this bundle, put it into use, it's really clear what's missing. We're not even going to get started about there's no extra photos. They've elongated the image of the happy birthday. It's the price point is ridiculous. The listing is terrible. Clearly, this is a failed listing. Clearly, this is a failed listing. But I wanted to show you what not to do and how to put yourself in the mind and the heart of your buyer when you're putting a bundle together. Now let's look at one that's a little bit better. This one's going to be a little bit more challenging. Ready? Great bundle. I know because I bought it. So, who's your customer? Remember the 3 questions? Who would buy this? Why? What else do they need? Let's say I'm your customer. I bought this because I was traveling, speaking at a lot of conferences, and I needed to keep my workout up, and left to my own devices, I don't go to the hotel gym. I just know me. I just know me. So I wanted something that I could pop in my suitcase and take with me, and this is what I landed on. I love the listing. It's very professionally done. Great photographs. Now, who's buying this? Me. I'm a lady. Why am I buying it? So I can use it on the go. What else do I need? Okay, let's take a look at it. Wouldn't it be cool if there was another variant with pastel colors? Wouldn't it be cool if there was an insert card that fit in that little bag that was small enough, maybe a 4x6, 5x7, that fit in there, or even in my wallet, where there was 4 exercises on the back and 4 exercises on the front, showing me how to use these straps, so that I can just whip that out when I whip out these straps here and these bands, and say, okay, here are the 4 and here are the 4, instead of leaving it up to my imagination. And then the next thing is, what if I use it at home? All right, how about a fold up, easy peasy to create, a fold up wall hanging with a dozen or 2 dozen different exercises using these bands that can be hung on the wall. Those are 2 easy add-ons. But we're going to take it a step further. So look at the bag. The bag says Wenfeng. Is there anything special about that bag that would make me want to buy this bundle? The answer is no. That's a trick question. So how can we make that bag more useful or more appealing to somebody who'd buy the bundle? So I'm a big proponent of using print on demand, not print on demand, but like advertising specialties. But what I don't do is put my company logo on it. I do not put my brand name as the main image on anything. What I would do is, if the person buying this is a guy, and that's who you're going after, what I would do is have a silhouette of a bodybuilder, like lifting. If you could see me, I'm lifting my arms up over my head, lifting a barbell, right? I would have a silhouette of this really fit looking dude on the front of that bag. And then at the bottom, I might put Wenfeng as my brand. And then I might put some fun saying, like, stay fit forever, or something that off the top of my head that wasn't very creative, but I would come up with a cute saying that the buyer would connect with. And then the same thing with a woman's bag, except it would be pink or light blue or pastel or something. And it would have an image of a fit woman, maybe a runner, right? Or something. And that's what sets you apart. Anybody can put a logo on a bag. But when you put everything that you do in the bundle, everything in there allows the customer to see themselves using this, that will set you apart from every other person who, by the way, could rip off this bundle. Anybody can go and source these things. I know I checked AliExpress or Alibaba at the time when I first looked at this. Anybody can source these individual things. So I have a saying, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. And if you can see me, I'm holding up my fingers with just like an inch between my thumb and my forefinger. That little extra. And when we take that little extra, we create bundles that nobody can duplicate. And even if they tried to duplicate it. Most people won't because most sellers are lazy. Not you though. So let me stop the share for a second. I'm going to show you a real life bundle that I found probably about 9 months ago. It's actually not a bundle. It's a multi-pack. So let me stop the share and get on screen and come over to the chat and see how you guys are doing. How you guys doing? Oops, let me start the video. Come here. Start video. There we go. I'm back. And she's okay. So do you guys do you understand what I'm saying about focused on the customer? First, focus on the customer and then build your bundle around that customer's passions and problems. So Lisa says, I'm just going to scroll up, put an inspirational message on the bag. Exactly. How about a small towel? Exactly. No cups. Analysis paralysis. Yeah, we all have it. Awesome. You guys are doing great. Thank you for interacting in the chat. Now I'm going to show you this multi-pack, and this is going to be fun in the chat. You're going to have fun with this one. We're going to turn this multi-pack into a bundle that could make tens of thousands of dollars a month done right. Here we go. Talk about a mic drop, right? This is a multi-pack of 3 inflatable monkeys. And everybody take a schluck of water here. We do the same thing. That's it. 27-inch monkeys. A little over 2 feet. 3 monkeys, 3 blow-up monkeys. I'm going to have you take a guess. How much revenue, top line, how much monthly revenue is generated each month selling these 3 blow-up monkeys as a multi-pack? Take a guess. Put it in the chat. And if you've already seen my presentation, don't ruin it. How much monthly revenue do you think is generated each month selling these 3 blow-up monkeys? Put it in the chat. 30K, 25K, 5K. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Just 3 blow-up monkeys selling for 15 bucks. 3K, awesome. Keep them, see it, the whole range, right? We don't know until we pull the numbers. Well, I pulled the numbers. You ready? $45,325. Estimated monthly revenue. This was not during Q4. This was not during Q4. Is that crazy? That's insane. The rank is 2587 for 3 monkeys. All right, now let's turn this into a bundle. Holy bananas, Karen says. Okay, Karen, I got to use that. That's hilarious. Holy bananas. Oh my gosh, that's pretty funny. I'm going to use that. You ready? Let's bundle this. Brainstorming time. Now, remember the mom? Who would buy these bananas? Thank you, Karen. I get that in my mind now. Who would buy these blow-up monkeys and why? Who would buy them? It could be a kid's party, but think about this. It could be a guy who's retiring, his retiree party. The bundle might look the same, but I want you to think outside the box. This is one of the images on their listing. And look at all the things in that image that they didn't create a bundle, which to me is like, I'm shocked. So what other items can you bundle with inflatable monkeys to create an entire safari party pack? So go ahead and start putting in the chat. Get some inspiration from here. And then on the next slide, I'm going to show you some ideas that I came up with, but just those are just some ideas. Like everything's a go. There's nothing that's set in stone. So what other things would you put together with this? Not my circus, not my monkeys person. I love that. Traveling the country with wild monkeys. What would you put in there? What would you put in here? Look at all the things in here. We've got some balloons here, right? We've got this jungle birthday party thing they can write the kid's name on or the person's name on. All kinds of stuff. Let's take a look. So I found, and this was just me searching Amazon. I didn't look at ranks or anything. I just searched Amazon. You know, if somebody's typing in, I want a safari party for my 9-year-old, that's what I would type into Amazon. And I came across some ideas. So these are wall hangings, the Let's Get Wild and the rhinoceros and the giraffe and the zebra. I love all these keywords in here, by the way. Now we're doing mashups. Now, instead of balloons, remember doing that little extra? Remember here, they just have like these green and white balloons. Boring. Well, look, you can get balloons with animal designs on them. How fun is that? Just that little extra. to put you over the top by any competitor selling regular green balloons. And then, of course, you have to have the party plates, etc. And then pineapples, and the same theme. And pineapples could be kind of safari-ish. And the reason I like pineapples is because it gets me the keywords. I really like the pineapple keyword. These are table decorations, so that kind of a mini mashup in there. So these are some hidden bundle opportunities. What did you guys guess in the chat? Oh, and that the green leaves behind it here, these green leaves is actually like a wall hanging that you can put, like, just hang it up by the wall, and as a photo backdrop, which is kind of cool. Safari hat, obviously bananas. Hadn't even thought about the bananas. Exactly. Are we talking Dollar Tree stuff here for sourcing? Not necessarily, Karen. Nope. We're not even, remember, we're not sourcing it, Karen. We're just building a concept for the target market. We are not sourcing right now. So here's what I came up with. I went over to one of the paid tools and I found there's these 24 reusable jungle animal masks. So they're like photography masks. Like you hold it up in front of your face and then people take a picture. And then the tropical palm leaves. So the masks are selling estimated revenue a month, $32,000. The tropical palm leaves, sorry, are selling $29,000 a month. Look at all these different things we could put in a bundle. I just chose a couple just off the top of my head. The Safari 3-pack, these are, there's a giraffe, a zebra, and a gorilla. And these are just like things you put on the wall, just decoration for the wall. And they're selling $67,721,000 a month. The animal masks that you see here in front, 16-piece animal masks, they're selling $19,401 a month. This was not during Q4, by the way. Is this insane? Let's add it up. If you've got the first bundle selling 45,000, not bundle, individual items, 32,000, 28,000, 67,000, 19,000, all of these 5 products together are selling $193,508 on the month that I checked. Let's assume a 20% net profit. That's 38,701 net monthly profit. Now, when I said at the beginning of showing this example that I'm going to show you a bundle that can make tens of thousands of dollars a month net, you probably thought I was just blowing smoke and making up a number. I wasn't. I knew what this number was. Is this crazy? I wanted to show you the potential of bundling when you just think a little bit outside of the box and you start with the passionate niche market and then add the market research on top of that. This is the kind of stuff you find. And this didn't take me maybe more than a half an hour to find. Somebody go do this bundle, by the way. And it doesn't have to be this exact bundle. Look at all the other things. Inflatable giraffe, 22,000. A tropical bird, something or other, 12,000. 43,000 for mini stuffed forest animals. Right? It's crazy. So you can do stuff like this, just choosing your own products. So step 5. Now we get to sourcing products. Karen was asking about the Dollar Tree. Sourcing products. I don't just use a Dollar Tree. When I source products, I will go to suppliers of the Dollar Tree. Now, there's a caveat. I will source at the dollar stores and the local stores and pay close to retail for seasonal bundles. So if it's like a Mother's Day bundle or an Easter bundle or something, because that's a much smaller quantity than my evergreen bundles. So here's some questions I'll ask myself, and they're not all mandatory. It's just some ideas to think about. The viability question for my evergreen, not funnels, I'm sorry, my evergreen products. I don't always have long-term access to bundles products. In fact, as you know, as Amazon sellers, we don't always have access to products long-term. Sometimes a supplier goes away or they discontinue a product, right? Or if you're doing RAOA, you might not ever find that product again. So I like to have a longer term access to my bundles products, but here's a pro tip. What I have been known to do is if a bundle does really well, then I will start going to China to put it together. Right? So I might source low MOQs wholesale or locally to test a bundle out. But then if it really hits, I'll go to China and recreate it and with my own similar products. You go to retail stores, wholesale, liquidation, you can manufacture, you can white label. For instance, I'll show you a couple of examples of that in a minute. If you want to do some candles or soap or something, you can find a manufacturer, cookie dough, found a manufacturer of cookie dough that would put my, or not cookie dough, I'm sorry, cake mixes or cookie mixes. It was cookie mixes in a box. I could use their product and they would white label it with my brand on it, which was kind of cool. Etsy, advertising promotion companies. Now we're going to competition proof our bundles. So we're going to source from various suppliers. I never get all my product from one supplier that in a bundle. So I'll at least have two suppliers, but I never put everything, like I won't go to the Dollar Tree and get everything from the Dollar Tree. There will have to be something in that bundle that sets it apart. It could either be something I've created or something from another supplier. And by the way, I order quite a bit from dollar store suppliers. So where do you think the Dollar Tree and the dollar stores get their product? They have to buy from somewhere. So I buy from those. I have a whole database of spreadsheet of dollar store suppliers. Create unique packaging, and I'll show you an example of a unique packaging I created a couple of years ago for a bundle. Add a custom piece. Puzzles, flashcards, planner, calendar, checklist, cheat sheet, certificate, recipe, so many ideas. Here's how I use promotional companies. Remember we were talking about that Wenfeng bag? So the guy who did the person who did the bundle for the fitness bundle, right? And how he sourced from one of these companies, a promotional company. You know, when you go to a conference and they have pens with the company's name on it laying on the table, what a waste of advertising space, in my opinion, because I'm not keeping that pen. I never remember whose name was on it. But what if you were to go to a promotional company and instead of putting your logo on these things, how about we on the fly create a bundle? First of all, here are all the categories of promotional company stuff you can get. Well, let's just create a bundle for. Remember, we're going to start with the target market. My target market is a tween girl. What does every 12-year-old girl have right now? A cell phone. So a little tweeny girl who likes unicorns. So I could potentially get a pop socket, all in the same color. I would look for like a lime green or a pink or a bright pink, a pop socket, but not the pop socket that's like this one here, the aluminum one that's not a branded pop socket, but something that's an off-brand, and the cell phone wallet, and the cell phone holder, and the earbuds with carry case. But I would not put 12 News on it. I'm going to go to Fiverr or Upwork, and I'm going to hire someone to create a little graphic of a unicorn for me and put a cute saying like, I love unicorns, or unicorn queen. And oh, off the top of my head, a unicorn queen, and the unicorn is wearing a crown. There we go. We just created a bundle. And I will put that, not a logo, on all three of these things. And I'll make sure they're all like the same color. And my bundle could be all three of these things, unicorn queen, in a cute box. You guys follow? Follow what I'm doing? Okay. So let's move on. More custom ideas. This is an example of a white label place too. So I really love this place, the hospitalitymints.com. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this, hospitalitymints.com. And they already have cute mints, but you can upload your own design and create your own mints. Onlinelabels.com, Vistaprint.com. Google is your friend. So if you want custom printed anything, you're going to go to Google and type in custom printed, and then whatever product you want to source. But pro tip, also put your city and state, or city and state after it. And that way, you reduce your shipping. If you can get custom printed stuff locally, then your shipping cost will go down. Here's a real life example. Remember I told you I was going to show you an example of unique packaging. Okay, where the packaging is part of the actual bundle. So these are plush puppets that I sourced. This was my second year, like this was 2017. That's my third year. And I sourced these 6 puppets. And there was a pig, a frog, a bear, a dog, a monkey, and something else. A cow. That was it. So we created a bundle with these 6 puppets, and the target market was kids education market. So it wasn't just the play market. It was going to be used for kids to do play learning. So we created an adoption certificate because we wanted to engage the kids. I could have just sold 6, put 6 of these guys in a poly bag and boom, there's your bundle. But I wanted to create an experience for the kids. And I also wanted to create something that had higher value, had higher perceived value, and would wow the parents and the kids. It didn't take that much extra, that little extra, to just go over the top and make this a gangbuster bundle. So we created an adoption certificate. We printed them out on paper that had like a shiny thing, a shiny border. But the way we wrote it was so that the child would interact with the certificate. So the certificate said something like, "Hi, my name is," and then a blank space to write their name. And I have just adopted these, 6 animals, etc. And then it listed, uh, it had like an empty space and then the pig, and an underlined space, the dog, an underlined space, the bear. So they could name each of their puppets. So Peppy the pig and Brownie the bear, or whatever. So that they could be a part of the adoption. Then we created an adoption box. And how many of you have ever gone and adopted an animal at a shelter, whatever? And sometimes they send you home with a box with holes in the side, right? So we designed the box so it looked like there were air holes on the outside, had adoption box on the outside, and on the inside, we printed on the inside a stage so that when they opened it was a tab top box, and I'll show you an example of one of those during the Q&A. And when they turned the box inside out, it turned into a stage that then they could make little, play stages using their puppets. Does that make sense? So this is how we just did a little extra to make it go over the top. And then I stumbled upon a variation using the same puppets for a completely different bundle, a completely different target market. So a buddy of mine came over and she saw these things in my garage. At the time I was working out of my garage and a storage unit. And she saw these things lined up and she goes, "Oh, my dad would love these." I was like, "What do you mean your dad would? Is he a puppeteer?" "No, no, no. He golfs." At that, I still wasn't getting it. And she says, "Yeah, aren't these golf club covers?" The little light bulb goes off. "Well, yeah, sure, yeah, they're golf club covers. Yeah, sure." After she left, I went up to the Goodwill and I know nothing about golf. And I bought a big club that was like wood, it was big, and then I bought a smaller metal one that was like thin, because I came home with them, a couple bucks each, and to see whether or not they fit on the golf club head. And they did. So I created a bundle of these guys, and I think I put like some little tea thingies in there and a couple of other doodads, maybe a little thing of fun golf balls. I don't remember exactly. It's been a while. It's been a heartbeat. But that was my other thing that I did with the exact same product, the puppets, for a completely different market. Pro tip: variations. Create various versions for different markets allows you to negotiate a better price for your main items. Because now I could go back to my supplier and double my order of puppets, because half would be for one of the bundles and half would be for the other. Leverage the reviews with listing variations. Let's do the math. So you saw that that Safari bundle. If we just did a simple bundle with 5 items that we found using one of the tools, the potential is pretty crazy. Now all of your, it's Pareto's principle. All of your products selling as an e-commerce seller, no matter what platform, not all of your products are going to be home runs. So Pareto's principle says 20% of your products will be 80% of your profit or your positive outcome. So you just need to keep finding product, right? You need to keep creating bundles and conceptualizing. So if you just had 10 bundles, get your calculators out, with the average net of $10 each, and you sell just 200 of each a month, that's only 50 a week. That's like nothing. It's nothing. That equals 20,000 net monthly income. A profit, I'm sorry, net monthly profit, which is $240,000 net annual from just 10 winner bundles. Now, again, not maybe your first 10 bundles won't be the winner because you're just getting started, right? But if you keep going, don't give up, take action, keep moving forward, you end up with 10 bundles. I have more than 10 bundles but I've been doing it for quite some time. Easily 10 bundles, average net $10, which is, again, very easy to do. And then you sell just 200 of them a month, 50 a week, $250,000 net annual from just 10 bundles. I want you to wrap your brain around this. Get your calculator out and do this math. Check my math. Go ahead, challenge me. Check my math. I know this works because I have a business based on bundles. So let's revisit this guy. 45,000 sales from the first one, the inflatable, just the inflatable monkeys. 32,000 for the jungle photo props. 28,000 of the tropical palms. Is that nuts? 29,000 for tropical palm leaves. 67,000 for a safari 3-pack of wall decorations of a gorilla and looks like a zebra and a giraffe. And then 19,000 of the animal masks for people to wear. They're making 38,701. No, I'm sorry. Combined, these people are grossing, these 5 sellers with one product are grossing 193,000 a month. And we're just assuming 20% net profit. That's pretty crazy. But this isn't the only one. I mean, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. This is I pulled this up about 2 months ago to add to this presentation so that you could see it wasn't an anomaly. It's not just this. It's not just mine. Puppy teething bundle, rank 89.86, 500 plus sold a month, $12.99. I don't like the price point, but I wanted to show you an example of a bundle that's selling 500 a month. Do the math, 500 a month at 13 bucks. Hand casting kit, 10,000 sold a month, 13 rank, selling for 40 bucks. Somebody grab your calculator, multiply 40 times 10,000. It's crazy. Silicone baking cooking utensil set. And I was actually going to buy this because that's one of my favorite colors. That's my kitchen color. But they have variants of like red and black and white and blue and like a bunch of different variants, which is amazing. 400. So they're basically it's the same product bundle, but they changed the color. 400 a month, rank 98.85. $27 times 400. Is anybody doing the math? And what I did was to find these, I just clicked down different categories and just started searching for bundles that were selling well in 3 different categories. So you could see it is not just party supplies or fitness items. I wanted you to see that you can create bundles in any category. Karen Teft is one of my private students, and I should have she just launched her 3rd variant. I should have put a product photo in here. And she has not only launched a 3rd variant of her bundle, but we chose a hot niche market for her about a year ago, the pickleball market. How many people play pickleball? Put pickle in the chat if you play pickleball. I still have not played, but I watched it played, and there's some hardcore people in pickleball. And she created a bundle and is having it manufactured in China. She's on her 3rd color variants and is now creating an entire line of pickleball items that she's selling on multiple platforms. She's built an email list of 1,100 people. She's got rackets, custom rackets with a beautiful bag. Go look theprettypickleballcompany.com. That is my buddy Karen, who's still a private coaching student of mine. She's awesome. She takes action. She's just and she's got a full-time job too, by the way. Got a full-time job and has built her bundle business around a passionate niche market. And she's owning it. She's on Instagram. She's just doing amazingly well. I'm so proud of her. So when we talk bundles, we are not just talking about, oh, let's grab something that's selling on Amazon and put something else with it. And when you bundle the way that I teach you, we are basically creating a brand. And we're going to go off and look for passionate niche markets where we can find people outside of Amazon who will also want to buy our bundles. That is my perspective and how I differ from everybody else's perspective on how to bundle on Amazon. Go find a product and put a couple together. You've got all kinds of issues with that. You've got IP alerts. You've got, you have to get brand permission for everything now. That is not what I teach at all. That's not what I teach. I teach how to find a passionate niche market and then create product bundles for that niche market, multiple bundles, and then find out where those people are hanging out and get off, not just get off of Amazon, but sell on Amazon, but don't rely just on Amazon. We're going to build out a brand. So you're creating something that is worth more than just some one bundle that may or may not hit on Amazon. So during one of my presentations a couple of years ago, Anita Breeze, who, remember at the beginning, I asked you guys, how successful at bundling do you think you've been? You know, how, and as 1, 2, or 3, she was far and above a 5. She had bundled like crazy, but she was doing it with branded products. So she took the example of using a unicorn, just for giggles out of one of my presentations. She said, you know what, I'm gonna prove this right or wrong, what Barbara is teaching. And I'm going to create a unicorn bundle. There's just 36 quantity. It was a themed bundle. She's selling for 25 bucks. Her cost was $6.75. Her profit was $14.14 after expenses. $509 profit in 1 week. She sold out. It started selling the same day, and now she had to reorder and raise her price. So because she approached bundling from a new perspective than what you've normally heard people telling Amazon sellers to do, she was able to knock her first bundle out of the park with the new approach. So I'd like to invite you to join my training. It is a 7-day training called the Bundle Challenge. Now I do have a full-length course that I sell for $9.97. That is an in-depth training on bundling. What I did was I took the basics, the 8 steps that I teach on how to create bundles that I went over a little bit here, but then basically it's you ever gone to summer school, like university? You'd have this whole semester sitting in a course, and then I'd go into summer school to kind of get my degrees out of the way to get and any class I took during summer school where it was truncated to about 3 weeks, I did not have time to slack off, right? I had to do the homework. I had to show up every day, and I got all A's in any of the summer classes I took because I was forced to show up for that week or 2 weeks or whatever it was and hyper focus. And that's why I created the Bundle Challenge, which is a comprehensive 7-day challenge where at the end of the challenge, you will have a niche market fleshed out, you will have a bundle fleshed out and ready to list, and you will have instructions on how to list using Amazon's current terms of services. So I ran this in February, about a month and a half ago, and it was amazing. We had some really cool people in there who ended up joining my coaching, and we're still in our coaching sessions every Thursday night, and we're still building our bundles over there and building a brand around our bundles. This is take 2. You're going to get the replay. You're not only going to get the replay of February session, and by the replay, it's not just the training, but all the Q&As after the training and assignment are given, all the Q&As that were part of the recording of this first 7-day bundle challenge. So you get to hear all of the current students who are on the other end of this, ask all the questions that you might have. In addition, it starts April 18th through 7 days later, so the next Wednesday. But I'm also going to give you a 4 live sessions. So it's not just the replays. We will walk through the information that you get to ingest on your own, but within that 7 days, you will get 4 live coaching and Q&A sessions with me, which brings that live element to the challenge like we had back in February. So it's just $4.97. Go to tinyurl.com/bundle April. But there's a little bit more. I'm going to show you what the program structure is. You got a little bit of a taste of how I train during this presentation, in that I believe in giving people an assignment, holding them accountable, and interacting with everybody in the group, because we are better when we work together. So you'll get my step-by-step training. I'll walk you through each step of my bundling process. You'll get daily assignments with exercises, and then a live welcome session on Thursday, April 18th. That'll be the live welcome session in the morning. You've got to sign up by Wednesday night before midnight in order to get into this phase. I'm only opening the bundle challenge about every 2 or 3 months, depending on my schedule. And as we get closer to Q4, probably not so much, because our lives get pretty crazy at Q4, right? And then on top of the welcome session, 3 live Q&As where you can ask questions, get feedback about anything, and then a study guide where you can track your progress as you complete each day's assignment. And the way that I've created this training is that when you watch a training, at the end of it, you get an assignment. I encourage you to implement that, because every future training lesson will build on the previous lesson. Okay. And then bundle keyword planner spreadsheet, my product planner spreadsheet I told you about, the calculator spreadsheet showing whether or not the bundle you think you're building is going to make you any money. And then of course the student Facebook group, we get even more content and support from existing students. So Jerry says he was an Amazon seller who was bundling the old way and really struggling. He said, you won't find this model anywhere else. And Debbie says that it doesn't matter if you're a newbie or if you're an experienced seller. I'm very energetic when I train, as you can tell, and I help keep your energy up as well, which of course moves everybody forward. So it's a self-paced training, including the 4 live coaching sessions. You're going to learn how to think like a bundler, discover a passionate niche market, identify bundle opportunities, and do competitive research. Find reputable suppliers, competition-proof your bundle, packaging, listing essentials, putting the system in motion, and then live bundle reveals. I show you actual bundles that I have created so you can see this is what I do and how I do it. So it's like you're looking over my shoulder. So we'll do a Q&A in a few minutes, for a few minutes. So ask your questions in the chat and go to tinyurl.com/bundle April. I will send out the replay of this to email so that I know I talk pretty fast, but I wanted to make sure I got everything in this training today. So I will send this out in the email so that you can re-watch it. But let's go ahead and go to the chat and see what kind of questions you have about bundling. Ask me anything. Turn my video on here. Here we go. All right. How's sewing niche for bundles? So I'm not quite sure how to answer that. That'll be based on the research that we do to find out whether or not the sewing people, I mean, there's so many different ways to approach the sewing niche. Is it commercial sewing? Is it kids learning how to sew? Is it adults, right? So we're going to learn in actually the first session of the bundle challenge and how to ask questions from a customer standpoint. Instead of asking yes or no questions, I teach everybody how to ask open-ended questions so we can brainstorm. I am going to have to keep my glasses on so I can read. Oh, this is looks like we've got a lot of questions in here. So let me scroll up to the top. If you source liquidation sales, might there be a problem with verifying the source's invoices with Amazon? No. How's sewing niche for bundles? I don't know. We'd have to dig in. Do you go over in depth how to create these bundle listings on Amazon? Yep. That is lesson 6. In fact, I interviewed an attorney that specializes in Amazon who has actually talked to attorneys who work at Amazon, who escalated his questions about the bundle terms of service, which, as we all know, it's a moving target. He escalated up to management, and they gave him answers directly from the upper level people. And that presentation is eye-opening, and it talks about different ways to list a bundle depending on what approach you're taking to bundling. Of course, I'm going to teach you how to bundle from a non-branded product approach. So we start with identifying a passionate niche market and creating the bundle for that market. We don't start with going to find something that's selling on Amazon that's a major brand and trying to bundle those. I truly believe those days are over. So how do you drive traffic? Good question, Lisa. I definitely want to do this, but I'm slammed with work deadlines crushing me until mid-May. I understand. Hey, Lisa, no worries, because you're gonna have lifetime access to the bundle challenge videos. So don't worry about it. You can hop in and hop out and just wait until after May to get through everything. But at least you can show up on the Q&As. And then after your work deadline that's crushing you in May, you can go back and revisit all of the trainings. And I will also record the Q&As that we do and the bundle reveals we do. So that'll be added on top of the replays that are in there from last February. How do I drive traffic? Lots of ways. So I like Facebook. My student who's doing pickleball, she is rocking Instagram. I mean, rocking it. I've also started playing with TikTok, which has been a lot of fun. I sell a specific type of product on blankets. I have a private label product. I have a couple different private label brands. So I started by trying blankets, and now I'm going to be putting different products up on TikTok. It's worked pretty well for me without really doing a whole lot of dance. I haven't done a whole lot of videos. I have no face videos. I just do box openings. It was an experiment. Walmart, you can sell on. There's so many different places you can sell your product. And by the way, there's a VIP upsell to this. When you join the bundle challenge, you'll be offered my full-length $400 course called Multi-Channel Profits for 97 bucks. And I've added onto that a private bundle evaluation for you. So for $97 on top of that, you have to enroll for the challenge, and then it'll say, hey, do you want this as well? I'll do a private bundle evaluation for you after you've kind of gotten your feet wet a little, gotten in, and you just want to check with somebody before you buy any products. I'll give that to you as well. So drive traffic, YouTube, you can drive traffic with YouTube. I'm playing more with that too. Tons of places to drive traffic. Google ads. Do you need a branded product to bundle under Amazon's new rules? Nope. Not the way I teach it. Absolutely not the way I teach it. Isn't promotional items against Amazon's bundling policy right now? No. I thought I received an email stating that looking up the policy now in case that changed. So Jason, the way that I bundle, these are not the product, you're probably talking about like print on demand. The product is the bundle. So the bundle will be under your brand, and the products in there are products that you created. They don't care how you sourced it, whether you go direct to China to have it printed or go to a promotional company to have it printed. It's under your brand. So the bundle is the product. Okay, so maybe under Amazon's, let's see, promotional items isn't against bundles. No, promotional items are not against bundling policy if you're doing it the way I teach, because the bundle is the product, not the promotional item. Can a brand go after me if I include their item in my bundle? If I include, yes. When you say go after me, I'm guessing if so. Remember, I don't teach how to take major branded products and bundle them. Those days are over, in my opinion. I used to do that. Those days are over. The proper way to create bundles is to identify a passionate niche market or a problem that needs to be solved, and then going to find the products that are not major brands to put a bundle together that is a solution bundle or a passion bundle. I know it's a little bit of a mindset shift, but the first training on Thursday, we talk all about how to think like a bundler, where I work you through how to do that mindset shift. If I could wave a magic wand and have you just have temporary amnesia of all the things that you've been hammered into you, how to create a branded bundle for all the years that are now no longer valid. If I just wave that little magic wand, that would be my wish for you. Do I teach pay-per-click? So we do talk about how to drive traffic, but in the challenge, but we don't go too deep on the pay-per-click. And here's why. Pay-per-click changes all the time. Like how to use the pay-per-click, whether it's within Amazon or Google Ads or Taboola or any other ad platform. The pay-per-click is going to change all the time. So we will go over all right, the importance of driving your own traffic, and we'll give you a bunch of ways to do it. But then the details of any individual platform, like Amazon's pay-per-click, we know that changes daily. There's so many different changes on there. We can't keep that content updated, but we do teach you how to bundle correctly. And then I could probably find some people who are just experts at Amazon pay-per-click, if that's what you're talking about, that I can refer you to. Do you need a brand of promotional items? No. Long COVID gives me that amnesia. That's a good thing, Lee. That's kind of a good thing. Okay, any other questions about what we covered about my perspective on bundling from the customer perspective? We want to come at our bundle concepts from the customer perspective first. It's very different than what we're taught as Amazon sellers. Go scan stuff, right? And then make sure there's a listing already on Amazon that we're going to hop on and put our stuff. Those days are, if the writing isn't on the wall from all of the changes Amazon is making, if you look at the big picture, they want unique products. They want either directly from the brand or unique, basically private label products. That's what we're doing. We're creating private label products, but not with a $30,000 investment with a container from China. We can bundle on a much lower scale and kind of get in between that sweet spot, get to that sweet spot, so that we're meeting Amazon's. It looks like the trend is they want to get away from us bundling branded products. And that's how I teach bundling. Do we need a new UPC covering each UPCs from the product in the bundle? So Claude, your bundle is the product. So your bundle would have the ASIN on it. All right. And when you create that bundle, you're going to obscure the UPCs, because none of the individual product UPCs, per Amazon's terms of service, of course, are valid to describe that bundle. So you could either, we do talk about building your own brand and then getting your own GS1 account and having your own UPCs out of that GS1 account. But Amazon has allowed us to do GTN exemptions, and that's how we list the bundles as generic. That's why we don't put branded products in there. You can't do it with branded products in there. Do we need UPC covering? No, Do you have to get a UPC codes in the bundle item as a whole? You don't have to get a UPC on your bundle. I recommend that you start the process of creating a brand name. And we talk about that in the bundle challenge as well, and also in the bundle machine. Create a brand name and start building a brand for yourself. That is, it could be like a treasure boxes, but Barber's treasure boxes, whatever. I also recommend really niching down. So I'm in the pet market. I do a lot of pet bundles and a lot of pet products. So I have a brand that is geared towards the pet market. So it's not just a generic brand like a treasure boxes where you can put anything in there. I highly recommend niching down on some market so that you're building a business that has value. You can build an email list, you can build social media assets, etc. That's a little bit longer question. We go over that in my my private coaching groups. But in the bundle challenge, the goal is to get you thinking differently about bundles from the customer's perspective, and then walking through from the beginning to end and have a list of bundles at the end of the 7 days. You know your market, you have your first bundle fleshed out, you know where you're going to source those products, you know whether or not you're going to be profitable and by how much, and then you're going to know how to list it on Amazon. That is the goal for the bundle challenge, that 7-day bundle challenge. Do you have UPC codes and bundles? Do you use transparency codes for bundles? No. Do we need to get a UPC for the bundles? No. You can use Amazon, and that is the fifth lesson where I talk about listing. We talk all about the UPC code and the use of generic, and actually show you. I create a listing on the screen for you that walks you through and shows you me creating a listing and what you have to do inside of that listing in order to make it go live without a UPC. Nope, you don't need a brand to do it, Alessia. How do you bundle non-branded products when most products are branded? So, Jason, I'm talking about, we call them mega brands. Call them mega brands. So we don't, bundle Lay's potato chips or Nike or any, but the like the generic brands, there's not a problem bundling them under your brand. What tool are you using to find top selling Amazon products? I think that was I forget what tool that was. It was one of the sourcing tools. There's a Smart Scout or something. But any of the sourcing tools like Helium 10 and Jungle Scout, any of them are going to find the top selling items for you. In your training, do we have to register our brand? No, you do not have to register your brand. I'm going to show you how to create bundles and launch bundles in the 7 days. You'll be able to do a listing at the end of the 7 days on Amazon and anywhere else you want to as well. But I'll show you, since you're Amazon sellers in here, how to do it on Amazon without having a registered brand. And no, I mean, you're asking if it's registering a brand is expensive. Define expensive. If you're building, I build niche brands with the desired outcome to sell the brands. So for me, building, like securing my brand assets is important to me. So expensive to me might not be the same as expensive to you. Looks like Jungle Scouts colors. It could have been Lisa. Do all items in your bundle have their own UPC code? No. I mean, they might, but it's irrelevant because you have to think of the end product is the bundle, not the individual things in it. Okay. So you're not scanning the individual items. I know it's hard to, if I could just, like, again, wave a magic wand and have you forget everything you've been taught about selling stuff on Amazon, so that we can come at this from a different perspective without that gunk getting in the way, that would serve you. So no, all of your items don't have to have a UPC. I have plenty of, let me show you the rolling cart there, rolling carts here, rolling carts there, bundle concepts down here, fleshed out. So no, a lot of my things do not have UPCs. But I'm going to challenge you because a lot of you are asking me about, here's what I'm seeing in here. How do you list a bundle? Do we need UPC codes? Do I need a brand? But I'm not seeing any questions in here about the most important piece. How do you approach bundling from the customer perspective? All of this other stuff in there, it's dumb. It's easy answer. What you need to get your mindset around is creating a product bundle based on feeding a passion or solving a problem for a specific customer. Coming at the bundling, the product creation process, because creating bundle is product creation. The product creation process by identifying a niche market first. All of this other stuff that you're asking, how to list, bundle, etc., That's yes, we teach that. And that's all easy stuff. It's not like the Field of Dreams where if you build it, they will come. It's not like that. If you don't know your target market, don't put products in that bundle that solve a passion or connected to solve a problem or feed a passion. It doesn't matter how good you are at creating a listing, how good you are at pay-per-click. It doesn't matter because you haven't done the process of identifying who would want it, why would they want it, and what else do they want first. Does that make sense? I keep trying to say the same thing in multiple ways. Whoa. So that that you'll start thinking that way after you get off, you'll sleep tonight, you'll dream on a little bit, you'll wake up tomorrow morning and go, I get it, I get it. Okay, do you provide a list of where to source items? Karen, for anybody who signs up, you've got 2 days, by the way. We start on Thursday. You've got 2 days to register for the new bundle challenge. I will give you my list of dollar store suppliers. Do you purchase items from China, Alibaba? Yes, and many other places. Karen, I love this, but I must bounce offer an appointment. By Lisa, I will follow and figure on how to make body stay awake. Awesome. Okay, so I will promise, Karen, I will give you guys my list of dollar store suppliers. I forget how many are on there, but there's got to be a couple hundred on there. I haven't bought from all of them because there's a lot of product on there. Go ahead, and if you have any other questions, you can reach out to me on Facebook or email me at greatday@dealedevilwholesale.com. Register at tinyurl.com/bundleapril. And come on, join us. We start Thursday. The deadline to sign up is midnight Wednesday night. And then Thursday morning, I do my live welcome and get started and mindset training. And you'll have access to all of the modules on Thursday morning, all of the content. So for those eager beavers who want to just storm through everything, you'll be able to do that on Thursday morning. So come join us. Register by Wednesday night, tinyurl.com/bundleapril, $497. Super deal. And look forward to coaching you through your bundle experience. And hopefully, if you guys have any more questions, just ask me on Facebook. Barbara Drazg is my name. Just message me on Facebook, and I'll. There's also a private group for bundlers. I'll get you in there when you register. So thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate you spending your time with me when you could be anywhere else tonight. Hopefully, you got one thing that was my promise in the beginning, that I dropped one piece of information that maybe you didn't know that you can go action right now. So thank you guys for being in here, and we'll see you inside the bundle challenge. Talk to you guys later.